Hello and welcome to my channel Grilledincolors. Once again I am back with another project. So today we are going to do a recycle project using transfer me sheets. So I am going to use a glass recyclable object, and so I am going to use chalk paints. You can use acrylic if you want to, but you have to use gesso before applying acrylic, and you need a small piece of sponge to blend the colors, and these are the transfer me sheets, so these comes in a lot of designs and patterns and quotations. You can choose any one which you want. So if you want to buy this, I can give you link. You can see the link in the description box below to buy the transfer me sheets, or some of the names of the crafters who also have these in their stock. So let's begin. I'm going to use a waste glass box. It is of some edible item. Earlier also I've made one, like you can see, but that was decoupage. Now today we are going to use transfer me on this. So first of all we are going to paint it using some colors. I'm using this sheet to protect the surface, and I'm going to take out the chalk paints on the palette and then use the sponge to blend it across. So blending is simple. You can use light color, dark color to blend 2-3 colors so that it gives a little shaded effect. And then on top of that we are going to use transfer me sheet, and I'll show you how to use it. Once it dries off, then you can start painting on the top. Also you can use brush to paint on the grooves so that it is covered properly with the paint, and then use a sponge to blend it again. let it dry completely before you start using your transfer me sheets. So I'm going to use some quotation from this sheet, and let's see how it goes. So you can cut it as much closer to the design as possible, and then we are going to use it. And there is a transparent film on top of this sheet. We have to remove that, and then we'll place it on our object, and then we will use wet sponge to wet it and push it a little from top to bottom. So make sure the paper is completely wet before you start pushing. You have to dab the sponge until you are convinced that the design has stuck properly, and then you start pushing, You have to be very careful. If you're not careful, you might tear up the sheet, like slightly at the end you can see. So don't worry if you have tear up a little bit here and there. You can always use your brush to complete the design, or even if it is not so perfect, it is okay, because I personally like imperfections in handmade things, because that also adds to the beauty of handmade objects. Then we are going to sprinkle some black color, black paint, with the help of fan brush and the other brush. Just sprinkle it whatever way you want. You can use a toothbrush, you can use a fan brush, and so that the design completely merges with the background and it looks really nice. So I have used 2 quotations here. I've showed only one in the video, but I've used the other one also at the back, so that only one quotation was looking very empty. So I've given quotation on 2 sides, front and back, and then merged it with the sprinkling of white and black color. So you can use white, you can use black. Since the design is black, I preferred black more than white. So once it is completely dry, we'll go and varnish it. Varnishing is very simple. You can use any varnish which is available for craft purposes. Like I discussed in my earlier videos also, I use Asian Paints interior and exterior varnish, and I use matte effect because personally I make more of vintage stuff. You can use glossy also if you like the shiny stuff. After this, we'll be tying the string, and that is the final step. Once we tie the strip around the box, and I will also add a little embellishment at the end, then it will kind of give a complete look to it. So there is certain drying time in between all the steps, after painting, after sprinkling paint, after doing varnishing. Make sure your object is completely dry before you go to the next step. You can use any string. This is called raffia. It's a paper rope, but you can use any string, jute string, or any particular thread which you might have with you. And towards the end, I'm going to put a little embellishment or some beads or something, so that it gives a finished look to the project. So here it is, the finished look for you. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a quick, quirky project to recycle and reuse. You can use it for any purpose. Thank you so much for watching.